right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Clouds are thickening right now. Rainy and chilly weather settles in for Tuesday morning, where the heaviest rain will fall.
The Inflation Reduction Act. Because of it, Democrats say you will pay less at the store. Republicans say you'll end up paying more in taxes. We verify. But first tonight, a school bus bombshell. Just a week before St. Louis students head back to class.
Transportation is one of those crises.
Bus routes being replaced by metro fares and gas cards. We want to thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Brent Solomon. Mike and Ann have the night off. A nationwide school bus driver shortage now hitting St. Louis public schools. Today, district officials announced bus routes at several schools will be temporarily suspended. New tonight, Robert Townsend is live in South City at one of the schools that will be impacted. Robert.
Hey Brent, we're outside Betty Wheeler Classical Junior Academy in South City. It is one of several SLPS schools that will not offer bus service to students come next Monday.
I describe the situation as a crisis.
That's how St. Louis Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Kelvin Adams describes the district's school bus driver shortage. Adams says SLPS has been facing the problem for the past 2 years amid the pandemic.
We had several options. Number one, we could shut down school for the next 2 weeks. That wasn't an option.
He says their best option, put the brakes on bus service at 8 of their schools as the district struggles to hire qualified drivers. So on August 22nd, the first day of school, SLPS will temporarily suspend bus routes at 6 high schools, including Central Visual and Performing Arts, Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience, Gateway STEM, Roosevelt, Sumner, and Vashon. Betty Wheeler Classical Junior Academy and Malincrot Academy of Gifted Instruction are the 2 elementary schools that will be impacted by the change.
We're going to deal with the first 10 days. And address the first 10 days. If we have to make adjustments, we'll come back with our partner and look to do that. But
the district's bus program currently serves more than 16,000 riders. Some 3,400 students will be affected by the temporary cut in bus routes. Adams says they will provide high school students and their families with MetroLink bus passes or gas cards. Parents of elementary students may be eligible for mileage reimbursements of up to $75 per week.
We will still be providing some transportation through vans and cab services to try to accommodate every family.
Right now, SLPS has about 165 drivers. The district launched an extensive search for new ones, including posting billboards around town.
As we get drivers and get them licensed, our hope is to start to bring routes back.
SLPS drivers currently make about $25 an hour. Now, if you want to apply for a position, just go to ksdk.com and click on As Seen on TV for more information. We're live in South City. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
All right, Robert, thanks. Let's go ahead and take a live look at Busch Stadium now. All is quiet, but rain and some cooler temperatures are moving in overnight. Chief Meteorologist Scott Cano tracking those big changes for us.
And it is going to be a big change for us today. Temperatures struggle to reach 80 degrees for some of us. Tomorrow, some of us may not hit 70. That's how much of a change and how much of an impact this rain will have on us, and the cloud cover too. Now, we had a good deal of cloud cover today. Radar's been showing some rain to the north and west of St. Louis, but we still have fairly dry air around the metro area. Look at what's happened in the last few hours here across southern portions of Iowa, northwest Missouri, back along Interstate 80 in Nebraska. This is what's developing. Those are pretty good showers and thunderstorms, and that's what's going to head towards us just in time for tomorrow morning's rush hour. So as we go through the overnight hours, we're going to watch the chances of rain really ramp up here as we head towards the rush hour. Heaviest rain's likely to be to the west of St. Louis, and here's the good news. The timing on all of this makes tomorrow evening at Busch Stadium not a bad evening. Showers, though, will arrive by daybreak. Tuesday is damp and cool, especially morning. through the midday hours. And west of St. Louis, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Maybe some spots get a little more. We're going to take a look at those rainfall totals coming up in a few minutes, Brent.
All right, Scott, we'll see you then. Tonight, FEMA handed out thousands of dollars to people in need of help from recent flooding. And our Pepper Baker was there. She found out that even more help is on the way.
Brent, yeah, 3 weeks since that historic flash flood hit, and people are just still in need of help. And that's why the FEMA was very hard at work today at their Hazelwood Center, helping people get one-on-one assistance from their staff members. And they'll be at that location until Friday to help people directly affected by the flood.
All of this over here where you're standing was underwater.
It's been 3 weeks since Maurice Jones's Hazelwood apartment complex got hit with flash flooding, but the damage looks like it happened yesterday.
The water came all the way on the other side where the parking lot is, where I park, and my car got totaled over there. So it's just devastating.
With his apartment condemned, he's now living with a friend while trying to find the means to move out, which brought him to the FEMA Disaster Assistance Center around the corner.
Trying to figure out the ins and outs on how to deal with this and how they're going to assist us along with this process, you know, with moving, renter's assistance, and even with possibly a loan.
Federal programs can be complicated.
John Mills with FEMA oversees efforts to provide one-on-one meetings with flood victims from St. Charles County, St. Louis County, and City.
FEMA is working to help people directly affected by the flooding with a serious housing need, a serious loss of personal property, or other serious needs directly related to the flooding.
They accept one application per household. Once submitted, an inspector comes to the home to assess damages. If approved, people will get money in a few days.
FEMA has already approved more than $7 million in grants. We've already approved more than 1,600 households for assistance, and we're approving more and more every day.
They'll be offering application assistance at the Hazelwood Center from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. through Friday.
So many nice people in there that help, you know, want to help, you know, and I look at that as, you know, very, very welcoming to have that at a time of need because we're all in need right now that's been going through this.
Now, these efforts do not include payment for lost or spoiled food. And the Small Business Administration was also on site to offer loan options for both businesses and people affected by the flooding. FEMA is expected to announce other St. Louis area disaster recovery centers soon.
And for more information on these FEMA centers and other available flooding resources, text the word HELP to 314-425-5355. We'll send you a list. Tonight, a St. Louis man is in jail accused of killing a woman inside her Kirkwood home. Prosecutors charged Todd Wilbert with first-degree murder. Investigators say Saturday night he shot the woman in the 1100 block of Ascot. That's near Manchester and Woodlawn. Police arrested Wilbert near the home. They say he had the murder weapon on him. We're told he and the victim had a prior relationship. Investigators with the Major Case Squad sharing new surveillance images in hopes of tracking down a person of interest. This is in a Belleville murder. Officers found Deontay White shot to death on West Main Street Friday night. If you recognize the person in these images, call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. You can remain anonymous. President Biden will sign the Inflation Reduction Act tomorrow. Democrats say it will help reduce inflation. Some Republicans argue it will raise taxes on the middle class. Casey Decker from our Verify team sorts it all out.
The Inflation Reduction Act is the Democrats' latest bill to make big changes to economic, health, and climate policy. Many Republicans have criticized the bill, like this state representative who in a popular tweet said, quote, "The Inflation Reduction Act is a tax increase on the middle class." So let's verify. Does the Inflation Reduction Act raise taxes on the middle class? Our sources, the full text of the bill, the Tax Foundation, a bipartisan think tank, and Howard Gleckman, a senior fellow at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. The bill raises taxes on corporations in a couple big ways, but it does not raise taxes on individuals. Nowhere in the text does it mention income tax or any other kind of tax assessed on people, just companies. The Tax Foundation analyzed the proposal and found only two ways it could affect an individual's taxes. One is by actually offering some tax credits on stuff like health insurance and electric vehicles. The other is extending a Trump-era law that caps how much in losses certain business owners can write off on their taxes. That law was going to expire in 2027. This bill keeps it alive until 2029. And that's it. No other tax provisions affecting middle-class people or any other individuals. Now, critics of the bill say the larger corporate taxes could eventually be passed on to employees or shareholders who could be middle class in the form of lower wages and stock dividends. But tax expert Howard Gleckman says even if that happens, it's disingenuous to call it a tax hike, saying, quote, if you're working for your company has to pay more in taxes. It doesn't mean that you're paying more taxes. So we can verify, no, the Inflation Reduction Act does not raise taxes on the middle class. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
What can we verify for you? Send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. Well, just minutes ago, the Brentwood Board of Aldermen heard from several neighbors who don't want to see a new $400 million mixed-use project along Manchester Road. It would stretch from Hanley Road to Brentwood Boulevard. That massive project faces opposition because it could require eminent domain of some existing commercial properties there. The board held off tonight on voting on a developer. And a new lakefront development taking shape in Chesterfield. Wild Horse Village will sit on 80 acres at the intersection of Wild Horse Creek Road and Chesterfield Parkway. Now, it will include a mix of retail, restaurants, homes, and nature trails. The city gave the green light to start building houses and apartments, condos, and even townhomes on that space.
Tonight, devastation in a southeast Missouri neighborhood.
I've never experienced anything like that in my lifetime.
The cries for help after a home explodes. Summer is winding down, but there are still hot deals. Tonight, the best buys you'll find this month.
While some of us may struggle to even get to 70 degrees on Tuesday, this system keeps moving. We'll show you what that means as we head towards the middle of the week.
Hey everyone, Sterling K. Brown is my guest tonight. Plus we have Eve Houston, Fallon Book Club author Gabrielle Zevin, and a performance from Ann Byhold. It's a great show tonight.
A man is dead tonight and 9 others are being treated for serious burns after a home explosion in southeast Missouri. There's nothing left of this home in the town of Wyatt, which is about 45 minutes south of Cape Girardeau. All of the victims lived in that home. An infant is among those hurt. Neighbors say they heard a loud explosion and then people yelling for help.
And there were 3 young boys running down the street yelling for the neighbor down there to help, help, help. And it was just horrible. I've never experienced anything like that in my lifetime.
The state fire marshal is investigating how it happened. Right now, investigators looking at a faulty water heater as a possible culprit. Some sad news tonight from the St. Louis airwaves. Local radio host Jeff Burton has died after an 18-month battle with cancer. He was part of the Rizzuto show on 105.7 The Point. The morning program plans to honor him in the months to come. Burton was 55. And tonight, federal law enforcement agents and their families on high alert following threats in the wake of the FBI search of President Trump's Florida home. A Pennsylvania man is charged, accused of making online threats to kill agents. Last week, Fed seized 11 sets of top secret and other classified documents from Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Top leaders are calling for a full list of the documents found and an assessment of the national risk resulting from their mishandling.
Once those documents leave the White House, once they leave a government facility, they are incredibly vulnerable to any foreign adversary that wants to get their hands on them.
Tonight, federal prosecutors are asking the judge presiding over the search to keep the warrants affidavit sealed. It contains their reasoning for the search. They want to keep it sealed to protect the integrity of the investigation. A consumer alert tonight. Check your fridge and your freezer. We have 2 important recalls to tell you about. First, Kraft Heinz is recalling more than 5,000 cases of Capri Sun because it could be contaminated with a cleaning solution. This only affects the wild cherry flavor. If you have a case with the best by date of June 25th, 2023, return it to the store for a refund. Also, more than 13,000 pounds of Chicago's home run in pizzas. They're being recalled over fears they may be contaminated with metal. This involves the 33.5-ounce pieces topped with sausage, pepperoni, onions, and peppers. They have a best by date of December 3rd. Well, summer is winding down, but the month of August is jam-packed with Labor Day and back-to-school bargains. Consumer Reports breaks down the biggest deals. Here's Mike Bush.
Although long summer nights might be slipping away, you can look forward to back-to-school and Labor Day sales this month. Consumer Reports tracks the prices of many of its top-tested products all year long, so it knows exactly when they go on deep discount. Here are top products to look out for in this month's Best Time to Buy.
The back-to-school shopping season has already begun. We're seeing plenty of discounts on everything your kids will need to head back to the classroom. That includes tech devices like laptops, tablets, and headphones, as well as clothing, backpacks, notebooks, and everything else you'll need. Send your kid off to school right with a speedy new laptop. The Microsoft Surface Laptop Go, 64 gigabytes, is now on sale for $390 at Amazon. CR says this affordable laptop has a touchscreen and comes with a fast, more efficient solid-state drive. If you're looking for something lighter, you can find great deals on tablets. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 is now $565 at Amazon. And as Labor Day marks the unofficial end to summer, CR says look out for even more deals. Labor Day falls on September 5th this year, but you can find savings as early as mid-August. We tend to see discounts on big-ticket items like large appliances, mattresses, and other summer seasonal products. Host your Labor Day party with the Kamado-style grill. The Kamado Joe Classic 2 18-inch grill is now on sale for $915 at Amazon and Walmart. CR says this is the best Kamado grill it's tested. And finally, whether it's for cleaning your house or a college dorm, CR says August is a great month to score deals on vacuum cleaners. The Shark Rotator Professional Liftaway is a CR Best Buy and is now $250 at Amazon and the Home Depot. CR says this bagless upright vacuum excels at removing embedded dirt from carpets and performs well when cleaning bare floors. Mike Bush, 5 on your side.
Let's go ahead and get a check on your weather forecast. Scott Connell tells us we may be getting a little bit of rain overnight.
Some of us are going to get quite a bit of rain tomorrow morning, especially west of St. Louis, but it'll get here just in time. We do believe for the morning rush hour. Not all that heavy, though, in St. Louis. It's heavier farther to the west. Right now, there's nothing showing up on the radar around St. Louis, and what is showing up farther to the north of St. Louis is tending to evaporate before it hits the ground. We have some drier air between the base of the clouds and the ground, and so the raindrops evaporate on their way down. Right now, pretty quiet out at Lambert. The good news is if you have a flight tomorrow, the rain really doesn't delay flights per se. The thunderstorms do, and the odds of us having thunderstorms in St. Louis overall pretty slim, and certainly nothing all that strong. Now, there may be some downpours, especially west of town, as you'll see in just a moment. 75 degrees is our current temperature. Our dew point 65. That's still reasonable. No rain so far today. 80 was the high, 69 was the low. Well below average on your high temperature this afternoon. We will drop back into the mid-60s by daybreak as we expect to see the rain showers pick up. So we're looking north and west of St. Louis. Certainly the clouds have rolled in. There is rain that's been up in Iowa all day long as it's been trying to drift towards us. It's essentially been falling apart because of that dry air. But you can pretty much track this out of the southwest through Colorado in across portions of, well, Nebraska into Iowa. Look at those storms developing there. That's what's going to drop right on in. And that's because of this upper level high that's stuck out here to the west. You keep getting disturbances that ripple through and around that. And when they drop southeast towards us, they bring with them showers and thunderstorms. That's what's going to happen for tomorrow morning. Notice where the heavier rain is showing up with the oranges and the yellows. That's mostly west and southwest of St. Louis, especially heading down here into the Ozarks. Tomorrow morning will be wet. Winds are out of the northeast. It's a light breeze, but it's a cool one. Temperatures will be in the 60s most of the morning, and then during the afternoon, areas southwest of St. Louis will struggle to even get to 70 degrees. We will start to see the clouds breaking up later in the day. That bodes well if you have tickets to tomorrow night's Cardinals game. But you may have to get through some rain here, especially south and west of St. Louis. That adds up to between 2 and 3 inches in a few places, especially as you head farther to the south and west of St. Louis. Again, for first pitch Tuesday over at the ballpark. This is a 6:45 game. We should see some sunshine breaking through Wednesday and Thursday. Great weather as the Rockies come to town to have a series with the Cardinals. So we get through this rain tomorrow. We're quiet on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looks okay. For the races this weekend over at Worldwide Technology Raceway, there will be a chance for showers starting sometime on Saturday, more likely Saturday night into Sunday.
All right, we'll be on the lookout. Thank you, Scott. Here's Hannah with sports.
Yadier Molina is hosting his annual one-of-a-kind charity event for those in need, and he shares why this is so important to him in his final season. That's coming up next in sports. On an off day, the Cardinals didn't sit at home and rest. Instead, the team attended multiple charity events to support teammates who are partnering with nonprofits to benefit the community and those in need across the world. Tonight, Yadier Molina hosted his Flavors of Puerto Rico 2022 Farewell Tour charity dinner, benefiting underprivileged youth in Puerto Rico and St. Louis. The Chase Park Plaza Ballroom was full of Puerto Rican culture to honor Yadi's home country. From the food to the music and decorations, I asked Yadi what he looked forward to most. He said the rice and the dancing, but most importantly, the impact this night will make for those in need.
We do this, my foundation help down in Puerto Rico make, build some ballpark, build some basketball court, build some the house and the hospital. We do a bunch of different stuff down there. For me, just to bring something from my island to St. Louis to show the people over here how we do things down there in Puerto Rico, so it's just fun.
And Yadi wasn't the only one giving back. Paul Goldschmidt, Albert Pujols, and Adam Wainwright each hosted separate charity events in a 24-hour span. Goldschmidt partnered with Water Mission for a wine tasting event last night, and today Adam Wainwright threw on an apron to serve customers at Grace Meat and 3 with 10% of the proceeds benefiting Big League Impact. That will provide water and shelter to those in need. Waino says these events not only speak to what his team values, but it also speaks to what St. Louis values.
I think our guys on the team have big hearts, but it also speaks to the city that all three of us could have a charity within a 2-day radius, a charitable endeavor within a 2-day radius, and everybody has sold out crowds for all of it. So St. Louis has always opened their hearts, always supported us so well, and we appreciate and love being here.
Love to see that. Well, today we got to look at what the MLB postseason schedule will look like come October 7th. The new format has byes for the top 2 teams in each league, while the others compete in a best-of-3 wild-card series. We talked to one former player this past weekend who has some pretty great insight on how the playoffs could shake out.
Red Shandy's told me when we got into the World Series, and he said, the best teams get there for a reason. They're the best teams, the final best. So now there's so many bad teams in baseball today. You kind of cut the chafe away and you get to the real deal. So I'm looking forward to the postseason. I think the teams that are going to get there and be tough. It's going to be tough to be the National League champion this year. The Dodgers are very formidable. Mets are very formidable. Atlanta, this division here, Central, is not the strongest division in the National League, but in a short series, anything goes.
We'll find out soon. Meanwhile, Missouri football camp is underway with 2.5 weeks to go until the season opener with Louisiana Tech. Head coach Eli Drinkwitz says it's Precision Week, meaning they're working on defining the identity of this group. With that comes higher intensity because Drink says there has to be change this year.
We're trying to increase the physicality and understanding so that we can start fast and play more physical. So I think we're done with that now as we're getting, maybe there's one more live tackling period, maybe. Depends on the health of our team. But at this point now, it's about getting the horses to the race.
Now less than 3 weeks away from the season opener. That is it for sports. Brent, back to you guys.
All right, Hannah, good stuff. Well, tonight, video proof of what can happen when people come together. How kindness and humanity saved a driver's life. Well, your iPhone may soon have more ads. Bloomberg reports Apple may include advertisements and apps that are pre-installed on your devices. Businesses could also pay to appear at the top of search results in maps, books, and podcasts. Call it the pumpkin spice creep. The fall flavor favorite making an early return this year. Today, Oreo released its pumpkin spice cream cookies, and Dunkin' will bring back its pumpkin spice drinks and treats on Wednesday. Starbucks still hasn't announced the return of its popular pumpkin spice latte. Finally, a story of humanity, strength, and everyone just coming together. Take a look. A dozen strangers stopped and jumped into action to rescue a driver. The car flipped over during this morning's rush hour in San Antonio, Texas. Well, the group used their combined strength to get the car back upright. The driver was taken to the hospital. Their condition tonight, not known. Well, that's all of our time. For 5 on Your Side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Jimmy's guest tonight, St. Louis's own Sterling K. Brown. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 in the morning. We hope you have a great night.